Unim. Our health system has been ailing for a very long time, not just in Ghana, not just in Ghana. There were a couple of researches that I've read. People have consistently, leadership and authorities within the health sector have consistently been talking about, say, there are certain measures, certain strategies that we need to put in place to make our public health system robust enough, well equipped and well prepared to fight infections. Not just that, but to deliver quality health to the populace. Consistently, there was a research that I read from somewhere around 1998-97. The research, consistently, doctor to patient ratio, we need to look at it. Nurses to patient ratio, we need to look at it. Facilities should be constructed in certain areas. Is that what we are saying? I don't know. But you see, minu mi enu yaho beha ya meboa. Yani a yenya sika emfa emfro aeroplane enko amanone enko nkose yaho yade no yaho beha ya meboa. But is that what is being done? I'm not saying within the health sector over a period of time, no, but the ultimate question is, have we invested enough in our public health system? Make us prepared and well equipped to withstand any possible threat. Have we? Yeah. We've not done it. And then, about 2 weeks ago, the Ghana Health Service, almost 60% of emergency units in hospitals, public hospitals in this country, and president of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Frank Ankobia, or say we are on a slippery slope. Because the numbers of COVID-19 infections in Ekosra, obviously the pressures are going to be on the people who are at the forefront of fighting COVID-19. But you see, there is a story in one of the newspapers, and a report said many of the health workers are getting infected. Most of the health workers are getting infected. What does that mean?
Happy FM.
And sometimes, yes, of course, I may blame us. But this one, I am looking at leadership and where our priorities are. Is the question that we must be asking ourselves daily. Say anamo ye tuo eden koso ebre minu mienu ana. Anamo ye tuo as a state boa minu mienu ana. How is Anamoa Yetuono lifting the majority of the people who are living in abject poverty? What is here? After the beer, sorry, I need to cry and crying. You use and crying standard no to measure what is going on in the country, which is wrong. It is absolutely wrong. So we will use the situation pertaining in Accra and some urban areas. It is a representation of the entire country, which is wrong. You see, the risk is this. A lot of the rural areas, the proximity that's from where they are to where hospitals are, to where clinics are. We have been in this country. And as sorry, Edru Brebi, yes, you'll be Wokrania Tamna to Denso. Yatamna to motorbikes, me boy. Edru Brebi, Ebinumo Wokra, Diomoto, Abobo Yemu. Nebinumo, Abobo Yemu. And we live in this country and we are happy with it. I'm not saying nothing has been done. But if we say, sir, we are growing, we are developing, let that development and growth reflect. Yamani Nadi, oh, you're sitting and massa development and growth in politicians in Kwa as a tenamu. What I say? Yesterday I was monitoring our morning show. And my word was that, you see, in Pempino, some politicians find ways and means to defend their despicable acts. And it happened yesterday on the morning show. I was just listening, and I was utterly surprised as to why we know very well say asemna ye kana ye no correct, but most of the times, you know, they shift the goalpost. They find ways and means to deny and someone okano. And you know correct. And politicians are not corrupt. We are not saying all politicians are corrupt, but some politicians are corrupt. Even when they are not corrupt, they open or they pave way for corrupt individuals to continue to operate. And what happens? Wealth is situated and nipa ka krabinum bottom, nipa ka krab, nipa krukruwabi, and they are always. And you see, the saddest aspect is this. They want to perpetuate the sort of power and authority that they have, to the extent that they do not want anybody to get closer to that circle. They protect that circle with their lives. And majority of the people will continue to live in abject poverty. Fighting for the vulnerable. That was what Daben, a flight Lieutenant Jerry John Rawlings, that was what he stood for. How many of the presidents are yenya after? Jerry John Rawlings. And what to me, I am fighting for the poor. I want to bridge the gap, the gap between the rich and the poor. How many people, how many presidents, how many heads of state, how many presidents, said this is what I would want to do? That in the next 10 years, in my first office, in my first tenure in office, this is what I would want to do. This is what I have decided to do. The worrying aspect is that the minority feels like they know everything. A lot of the people within the minority. I'm not talking about political minorities. I'm talking about the leadership. They feel that they know virtually everything. So sometimes when technocrats, people with the experience in certain areas, when they go there to advise them, they don't want to listen. I've had countless encounters with some technocrats. Omoka said, Sefah, look, the issue is this. It's not like we don't want to help, but we are quiet because, you see, the political elite, they don't want to listen to virtually anything.